Okay, let's start with this first. So we all done with Salesforce or creation, right? Based on this documentation. Just confirm me if anyone is still pending with creation of one Salesforce org. If I recap, there was a link provided. Based on that, we need to create a Salesforce org. You need to fill the form, and then accordingly, after all the steps is completed, we have a Salesforce org created like this. Till here, it is done, right? So everyone has their own Salesforce org, correct? Now I will start like we have the Salesforce application, and as a DevOps engineer, we need to automate our validation and deployment. So it's like developer will do their development in feature branch, and then when they try to push that changes to, let's say, develop branch, then the delta code, whatever changes that they are trying to push, will get validated in this Salesforce org. And if there is a failure, the pipeline will fail. If there is a success, it will be green. So there will be some DevOps YAML script based on which all the like SFDs get delta creation, and then the validation that will get triggered based on the pull request. Everything happened from our script itself. So this is the requirement, right? Now, before going to the pipeline, we can do our local setup first. So the starting point we already did in our last class, that we have a Salesforce org. Now we can move ahead and try to understand how we can have that dependency installation in our local system and see if that command are working here or not. That connection and all we can prepare in our local. Then we will go for the pipeline setup. Okay. So let me tell you one thing. To do any integration with Salesforce org, so they have provided Salesforce CLI command. Okay. To like utilize with our bash or some CLI windows to communicate with Salesforce sandbox, like the login. In UI, we can go to the test.salesforce.com or login.salesforce.com. This is the URL, and then we can provide username and password. Then we land to the home page of the Salesforce. Through command line, there are some command which need to be posted in the CLI windows, and based on that, the connection gets established, right? And in our DevOps, that CLI command we will the CLI command we will follow, right? Because there is no such UI. Everything will run based on the bash or some script. So that time the CLI thing will work. Now to utilize that CLI command, we need to install all the library, right? Like all the installation need to be done prior to using that SF command. So that we will first do in our local system, and then accordingly we will follow up with pipeline and all. So it will be easy, right? Okay, now tell me one thing. So VS Code is available in all the system, in your local system or not? Just confirm me if this is present in your local system or not. VS Code. Just confirm me, because now next steps will be based on VS Code only. The setup and all I will do. I will guide you how to, because I already told you, right, that VS Code will be required for the code management and all for our local system. It's normal open source editor. You can directly download from here. Either you're using Windows or Mac, and then it's just say installation required. Then you will get this VS Code in your local system. If this is not done, can you quickly download it then I will guide you how to work here. Just response, because if you just want to see, then I can directly show it, right? It will be easy for me. But if you want to do it practically, like if you want me to go slow, like explaining everything, and you're also doing the hands-on experience, then you need to answer what I'm asking. Okay. So VS Code is present in your local system or not? Okay. Okay, perfect. Now, second is we need to install SFCLI. For SFCLI, let me give you the link. Again, this is documentation from Salesforce itself. If I look help.salesforce.com, this is official document link. Hello, sorry, your voice is not clear for me. Okay. So once you go to this link, then you will get a page where you have option to download Salesforce CLI for your for your Windows or any operating system. Let me ping you this link. So this is the steps that you need to follow right now. So start installing SFCLI. Okay, either it is Windows or Linux or Mac OS. And then once it is downloaded, you can install it quickly. Once installation is done, let me know. Then I will go for the next step. You can confirm over chat once it is done. Then I will go for the next step. So once installation is done, open your command prompt and then check the version. To check the version, you can just type SF space version. So just open your command prompt You can write a command sf space hyphen hyphen version. Then you will get the version of the Salesforce CLI that is installed in your local system. So quickly you can check this. By this we can confirm, okay, so it is successfully installed in the local system. So as of now, I can see YB and Mahasweta is done with the installation. I'm just waiting for other. Okay, perfect. Now, next step is, now we have the Salesforce CLI installed in our local system. Now, quickly, if I show you here, so what we did in our, so what branch we have created that time? Validate one, right? And here we have used, let me open the pull request. I'm just trying to find in our last class what we have used. Okay, this one. And the Salesforce build one.yaml. And you remember like this command that I have used, install sfdx CLI, this one. So the same activities we have performed in our local system, and the same we did here to have it in virtual machine, that is our Ubuntu latest. So this happened at runtime in virtual machine, and now we did it in our local system. Now others sf command will be easily used. If you don't have this installed in our system, you will not be able to use the sf command, right? The same way you can interpret, okay, now we are spinning some virtual machine. Now there, if you want to utilize any sf command, so what we need to do the installation first, right? Then only the sf command will work. That's why I have installed this sf command, sorry, install this Salesforce CLI. So this is the default command provided by Salesforce itself to install it via the command basis. Okay, any question here as of now? So it is very important point to understand. So how we think about the integration with respect to any environment, either it is Salesforce. Let's say if you're working on some other project, let's say Node.js. So there is some separate way. In Node.js, we have a npm installation required. Like to run the Node.js command, the JavaScript project. So we need to first install the npm and all. Then only we can utilize the command for JavaScript and Node.js. Okay. So it all depends on where we are working, which environment we want to integrate, okay, what type of project we are working on, but the pattern will be same. Like first we need to think how manually it is getting done. Now try to understand how we can achieve it through the script in our DevOps, right? So this is very important aspects that DevOps engineers should understand. Everything will be visualized in your mind itself. Okay, this is a task. Now these are the steps that we need to perform. You will get enough time to do the R&D and all, right? It's not like, okay, you get this task and you need to do in, let's say, 1 or 2 days. You will get 15 days, 20 days, 1 month of time for this setup. Okay. Later on in the enhancement, they will say, okay, now as these are just enhancement, so it will be or less, it will be of less effort. It all depends. Okay. Any question as of now? No. Now I will go to the VS Code. Now follow me. You can see this extension tab. Okay. Here you need to search Salesforce. You need to install 2 pack. So inside Salesforce extension pack, usually all the command will be present. Okay. So this pack are utilized for VS Code itself. Okay. Just for the help purpose. Let's say you don't remember any command of Salesforce. So in VS Code, we have such extension by which we will get the suggestion like, okay, this is the command that you can utilize for your task and all. So that's why it is good to install these extension in the VS Code. This is again provided by Salesforce itself. First, Salesforce extension pack. You can see it installed in my VS Code. You can install this. And second, Salesforce CLI integration. Both you can install. You can go to the extension tab, search with Salesforce. You will get to these two options. Salesforce CLI integration, Salesforce extension pack. These two is enough. There are many other, but yeah, these two are the important one. Okay, which will consider all other topics for now. So it's time to install this extension. So please go ahead.
Manish, there is a expanded version of extension pack. Which one do you suggest we
This
install?
one, you can say Salesforce CLI integration.
Yeah, I know that one, but the extension pack, that's one is extended, one is regular.
This one, regular one.
Okay.
Expanded one, I also ignored it. The regular one.
Another question. In order to follow you today, like, do I have to have that project created in DevOps, whatever you have?
Yes. So today, like mostly I will focus on the local setup. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have this Azure DevOps setup as of now.
No, I don't have the project. I think I missed a couple of classes.
Okay. So
I need to create it.
yeah, it will be good if you like follow older classes as well. Then it will be easy to catch whatever I am providing here. Okay.
Manish, I was wondering how to set up this one in Azure DevOps. What is there any link or command that we need to do?
So I will explain everything. So for now, if you have VS Code installed and then just follow what I am saying, then I
Yeah,
will
yeah, it
also
is done. Yeah, these are done. Yeah,
these are done, right? So I will
yeah.
provide you some links, okay, later on for
Okay,
the reference
okay,
on.
okay. Thank you.
Again, it's like I am just taking Salesforce as a application to explain the DevOps thing, right? so that you can relate in the real world. That's why. And Salesforce is which is very demanding, and there are new requirement coming as a Salesforce DevOps. So that's why I chose this Salesforce application. If you get interest in Salesforce itself, and again, it is not that vast, I can say, from Salesforce guy, from sorry, DevOps engineer perspective, the scope is very limited. Okay, and then you can have much like you can have many opportunity when you're searching for a DevOps job. Just confirm me once you are done with this installation. And one more thing, like after 40 minutes, I don't know, like after 30 minutes maybe, the call will get disconnected. Maybe I will share some other link. As today Ravi is on leave, you can say. So I have scheduled this call from my account, and I don't have that extra, you can say, paid version.
Manish, meanwhile, can you explain what will be the resume headline if I'm clubbing Salesforce with Azure or MuleSoft with Azure or Java with Azure? How we how we make a resume headline so that recruiters will be watching us?
Okay, so let's have a practical example then. Okay, let me open
Yeah, sure.
Salesforce DevOps jobs. You can see we have a specific role based on Salesforce for DevOps.
Oh, the
You can see,
headline itself is Salesforce DevOps engineer. Okay.
correct. So it's not like these guys are different from what DevOps engineers should be. It's only the matter that they know how to work with Salesforce application. That's it. Whatever I'm explaining. So whatever
Okay.
I will explain. Sorry.
Same thing applies if I'm working through MuleSoft. MuleSoft DevOps engineer will comes over there, right?
Correct. But for MuleSoft, I don't think there will be much scope.
Ah, okay. That's totally fine. Okay.
Okay. But Salesforce
Okay.
DevOps, you can easily, I don't know, like both are important. It all depends, right? But these days, the future and all
Yes.
everything is around like evolving around Salesforce, I can say. Now, as a DevOps resource, you will be able to integrate any application, either it is MuleSoft or Java, anything, right? So why not? If I am providing the Salesforce thing, you will get some benefit. You can also search in a both way. You can have two
No,
resume.
it's totally fine.
Yeah.
We use MuleSoft because we learned MuleSoft from Ravi in
Ah,
other
okay.
batch.
Okay, fine. It's
That's
not.
that's the tendency. Nothing any difference.
Yeah. MuleSoft is very boom technology. If you like think about the scenario where we are stuck in the COVID, and then from there the MuleSoft gone into the very high level, right? So lots of openings was there, and currently also in market there are lots of opening in MuleSoft. So all technology are good. Only the thing is how you are taking the job, right? How much you know. That's it.
And what is this Ajax in Salesforce? Are we going to use it?
Hello.
What is this? Apex in Salesforce. Are we going to use
Okay,
it?
Apex. Yes. So Apex is. I
Yes.
thought what you were saying, Ajax. I got confused. Apex is.
Oh,
Look, this is a class. In Java, you can understand, right? We used to create a class to implement anything. The same way, here we have a class. So whatever function, queries, that things are written, that is based on this Apex only. So here,
okay.
normally the Salesforce development revolve around Apex code.
Okay. So we should be aware of that one as well, right? Here.
I will say no. Only the
Oh,
thing
not.
is, you should aware about, okay, this is the code base, and this is the process to automate the Salesforce code base. Simple.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
But no
Manish.
one will ask how to write Apex code,
Okay.
because this is work of Salesforce developer. So this again, that object-oriented programming language, same like Java. So same concept appear here while writing a Apex code. So if I show you, if I what like this I have written, right, but I also don't have much knowledge on how to write Apex class and all. So this is just for the testing. Look, I have just written a simple. I've created one class. That's it. I just want a sample class which I can validate. I'm not written anything specific here.
Okay. Thank
Same.
you, Manish.
This is one thing. There will be profile. There will be flexi page, LWC components. So many folder will be there. Again, that is based on the Salesforce development. So that are the development template, you can say. So one of the thing is class. So I just took class because this is easy to understand as a DevOps engineer. And for our POC and all, we can refer this for our testing. And later it will be handled by developer. It's working on class, then it will work for other as well. Just we need to make sure this folder structure is maintained. So this is the default Force folder structure, source format from Salesforce, you can say. Okay. And then for MuleSoft also, maybe there will be a class for integration and all. So we will plan that accordingly. Okay, we'll see. Now, so this installation is done, right? Now, what I will do. Now let's do one thing. So what all we have done, we have a Salesforce sandbox. So I'm just going slow. Okay. So these are the important things. So I'm just trying to understand. I'm not missing any part. All the basic things are explained properly. So we have a Salesforce environment. We have Visual Studio Code. We have installed SFCLI in our local system. Correct. Now we want this Salesforce environment code base in our local system, right? For that, what we can do, you remember when I was explaining Git concept and Azure DevOps code base and all, we have created some folder structure, right? So this is the folder structure that I have created for you guys, Azure DevOps batch one, and then this is my project. Under this project, the branch code is present, right? The same way, now we want to retrieve everything from this Salesforce environment. Again, when we retrieve, it's like the code will be retrieved into my local system. That code will be responsible to do any changes in this environment. If we want to push it from branch level, manually also we can add anything here. Let's say if I say Apex class, so here I have created manually also we can create new class and all, right? Now, but in real time, developer will do everything based on the branch. And then from there, that validation and then deployment will happen. Once deployment is done, then that class will be deployed here in org. And you can see that will get reflected here. So this is the flow, right? Now, now we need to first set up the code base, right? Because let's say the first time we are working on any application, so we will just give that, we will just get that application. But where is the code? How we will have this in our repository? So this is a folder structure, right? How this is created. It's not like you will create manually force app main default classes every time. For testing, I did this, right? But assume scenario, there can be many things, right? It's not only Apex class. There are lots of things present here. Let's say trigger. There will be trigger, right? Flexi page. So lots of things are there. So all code base need to be present, and then accordingly you need to work. So here I will try to pull all the data from this Salesforce environment. So how it will be done? Let me explain. For that, we need to first create a folder structure, like where we want to save that code base. So you can create one folder stating Salesforce. Inside this, you can have your org name. Why I keep develop? Actually, my sandbox name, this environment name is develop. So that's why I thought, why not create a Salesforce folder under this? If I have more than one Salesforce environment, I will accordingly have proper naming of that sandbox, and accordingly we'll put our code inside it. So I've created this develop folder here. So that's it. So if you can quickly create a folder Salesforce, and inside this, whatever name you have provided to your Salesforce environment, with that name, you can create one more folder so that we can segregate if in future there are more than one environment. Okay, please create these two folder. And you can ask any question. So what I explained
Those
in
folders,
last 5 minutes.
those folders must be in C folder.
Any drive is fine.
Okay, it shouldn't be on desktop. That's it, right?
Yeah, any drive is fine. It all depends where you want to save it.
But little space in C. That's why I'm.
Okay, no problem. Look, this folder structure will keep everything neat and clean. Okay, so these are very basic that we need to follow, because later on, once we have lots of things, then it will be easy to remember. Okay, I have this pattern for my setup and all, so it's easy to search when we are like overloaded with multiple folders. Remaining meeting time is 2 minutes. So if it will disconnect, I will share another link. Okay, quickly. Let me.
Manish, can you explain me why we are creating this two folder?
Sorry, your voice is very low. Sorry.
Like why we are creating this folder again? Then under
Because
Salesforce.
here, look, these are the folder that are for Azure DevOps, right?
Right.
Now, I am trying to create a code base for Salesforce environment.
Okay.
So now the connection will be between this Salesforce environment and then this folder. So I will provide you the way how all code from this environment will be fetched here inside this folder. And here we have understood the integration between Azure DevOps, like this branch, right? And then in my local system, the folder, this demo one, under this demo one in my project, right?
Right.
So now we are trying to retrieve everything from environment. So these two are two different activities. Because try to understand, once we have the Salesforce code base in your local, and then you can push it into the branch. Then you can say, so this is my environment. Now our code base is ready to start the work. From developer perspective, you can understand, right? So they will say, right, okay, we have some requirement for some Salesforce environment. Now where is the code base? How to prepare the code base? That code base preparation I'm trying to explain. Clear? If not clear, then I will schedule one more call, because not one call. This call will disconnect